Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob, and in today's video we're going to go over the top 6 things in no particular order. That's right, I said 6. Even though you clicked on the video it said top 5. I put 6 in here because I'm not allowed to put 6 in the thumbnail and the title. It's like a YouTube unwritten rule. You have to do top 10s or top 5s. I don't know. Anyways, if you're looking for our other coverage, we have a link down in the video description. You can find the top 5 things I did not like about Gen Con 2022, plus our other coverage from Gen Con. Like live streams, our haul video recaps, and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, let's get to the list of the top 6 things I loved about Gen Con 2022. All right, the first thing on the list was the Gen Con Wi-Fi at the Convention Center and Lucas Oil Stadium and the surrounding hotels. In past years, they had no Wi-Fi. You had to just use your data plan, and I come from Canada, so my data plan is not the greatest down in the US, plus the cell phone towers used to get overloaded. I think in 2019, they introduced a free Wi-Fi you could sign on to, but you sometimes would get disconnected. You could barely send messages and emails. You can't watch a video on it. This year, they actually had an open Wi-Fi called Gen Con, and you could connect to it. And I was getting like 50 to 80 down sometimes, and it was like 50 megs up. I was super shocked by that. That's why we were able to do some of those streams from Gen Con. Again, you can check those out in the video description in the playlist down there. But yeah, I was surprised I was not ready to be able to stream from there. We were able to check videos, inside the convention center to research games on the fly, check prices, send messages and pictures to the other attendees we knew there. Normally, I'd be sitting there trying to send a picture in the past to someone we were with at Gen Con, and the picture would it's like dial-up. It was so horrible. So the first thing I really loved about Gen Con this year was the open Wi-Fi with some good speeds. It's nice they finally, are getting up with the times. I appreciate that. All right, the next thing that I loved about Gen Con 2022 is that even though there was a vaccination mandates, requirements, COVID restrictions, whatever you want to call them, we were required to wear masks and show our proof of vaccination, get a wristband, or else we couldn't get event tickets and badges and go in Gen Con controlled areas. Even though everyone's wearing masks and, trying, not really social distancing, but, trying to follow this, there was a lack of jerk faces there. I didn't run into any Karens. I guess they stayed home and decided not to come to Gen Con, or I just wasn't in the same places they were. But everyone was super friendly, super nice. No one was mean about it. I thought there'd be people bitching and complaining about wearing a mask. I mean, I was, but like vocally and fighting with Gen Con staff and stuff. I didn't see any of that. And I expected people to be there to like be fighting and just being grumpy and mad at everybody. But it just felt like a normal Gen Con other than we all had masks and wristbands on. So I appreciate everyone for being awesome. But that is one of the things I loved about Gen Con 2022 was just everyone still being nice, even with the, COVID restrictions. Another thing I loved about Gen Con 2022 is the lines moving efficiently. To get the proof of vaccination wristband, it moved very fast, very efficiently. They had a ton of people slapping on wristbands to everybody, checking the vaccine. I saw the lineup get really long at some points, but it kept moving. Same with will call. We got in the will call line 3 in the afternoon on Wednesday. Normally I'd be waiting 45 minutes up to an hour and a half, depending on how far the line goes. It was flying this year. We got in it was really short. And of course they had tons of people grabbing your ID, trying to get your event tickets and your badge to you super fast. And even the press room was actually open a day early, and I was able to just walk in, get my stuff done with like no lineup. Normally you have to go Thursday morning. It opens at 7 a.m., but there's already like a lineup. So the 3 lines I had to wait in this year, which is annoying that there's now 3 lines to wait in, they were still shorter than kind of like the best wait I've ever had, all added up together. So they did a really good job at being efficient, even though there was the extra lines and everything. Again, attendance was down a little bit from previous years, but even so, they still kept things flowing. So that's what I loved about Gen Con 2022 was the efficient moving lines. All right, another thing I loved about Gen Con 2022 was actually getting demos and overviews of games from the actual designers of the games. This has happened in previous years, but this year was just another highlight of my trip to Gen Con. For example, meeting Evan Halbert, explaining After the Empire, which I purchased, and he signed my copy. That was really cool to hear him explain his game. Same with David Thompson behind the Undaunted series, to hear the stories, of how he came up with it and the differences in the games and explaining it to me, which I've never played. I know it's a crime. I know I'll play them eventually. I know I'll play them. Also Salem from Chip Theory Games. We were supposed to play with Logan, one of the designers of Hoplomachus Victorium, to have it demoed, but he couldn't make it for other reasons. But Salem from Chip Theory Games slid right on in there and like a boss demoed Hoplomachus, and yeah, it was awesome. The other one is we got to play War of the Ring, the card game, with one of the designers of the original War of the Ring, Robert DiMeglio, if I'm saying that right. He was super funny, such a cool guy to play with. It was awesome. You can check the live stream of most of those demos we live streamed actually from Gen Con. You can check those out in the playlist down in the video description. But that is another thing I loved about Gen Con, was actually meeting designers of the games that I love and having them explain them or demo them to us, which was fun. All right, another thing that was awesome was the fact that we learned this year, I don't know if they did it last year, but they started doing it recently since our last time going there, was you're able to reserve space in the gaming hall on some of those colored open tables. There were actually areas, and I'm assuming this is because not as many publishers were there this year and last. They were able to have extra tables in the gaming hall. So you could go to Game HQ or whatever, you'll see a big sign for it in the gaming hall, and you could reserve space. They'll actually put you down in the computer and you can tell them the hours you want it for, and it's just your table, your space. So part of our group were reserving, 2, 3, 4 hour blocks, where they were gonna chill and just play games all afternoon, and we could stop by, or in the evening, and we could stop by their table, drop our stuff off, sit down and rest, play some games with them. And it was right near the dealer hall, so we could, go between the halls and have a place to sit down and open games, demo games, play our games, and just hang out, chat, relax, and live stream from even. So that was pretty cool. So that's another thing I loved about Gen Con 2022, was being able to reserve actual space in the gaming hall and not get booted off by the publishers that were renting those tables. I'm looking at you, Asmodee. I'm looking at you. All right, and my favorite thing that I loved about Gen Con 2022 was actually getting to meet some of our producers, some of the cool people that support the channel, hang out in the chat that we talk to online, actually getting to meet them in person, hang out with them, talk about things, other than games, and check in with them every day, play games with them, have beers with them. It was fun, talk about their trips down, their trips home, and all that kind of stuff. That was my favorite thing, was actually meeting some of our producers at Gen Con 2022. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for more Gen Con coverage, like I said, it's down in the video description. Check the playlist. If you want more coverage like this of Gen Con, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come and check out our live stream playthroughs on the channel, and you can see our haul that we brought back from Gen Con. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.